The fitment on the Caddy standard is massive. I think this kit costs about £350. Welcome back to K & Bills. If you're watching this video, you either have a Caddy or buying one, and the fitment on these is terrible from standard. There's probably a good fist height between tyre and arch, so today we're going to show you how we can sort that out for just over £300. So as you can see, the fitment on the Caddy standard is massive. So what we have today to fit to this Caddy is a Stance Plus kit, so that's the front shocks and the rear flip kit. On the Caddies, there are leaf springs on the back. There's things to flip the rear leaf springs underneath the rear axle to make it lower. But I think this kit costs about £350, if I'm correct. We're fitting this for a friend of ours. So yeah, it should be straightforward. What we're going to do first, get the front end in the air, try and change the front shocks. They should be straightforward enough. But without further ado, let's sort this arch gap out sharpish. So van is in the air, and as you can see, wheel is now off. So on the bottom, 2 bolts which you need to take out to remove the suspension. One on the bottom there, all that does is pinch it on the bottom of the shock, and then we can slide it up. We will have to separate that as well. And then you've also got the drop link there which needs to come off as well. Moving on to the top, 3 bolts holding the shock to the chassis there. What we have to do is remove the wiper motor on the driver's side to give more access. We'll show you all that once it's off. Passenger side is a little bit easier, but let's create some more room to get these bolts off. We managed to get the driver's side wiper off. What I'd probably do a couple of days before you start it, put a bit of WD-40 on the bolts just to loosen it up. Ideally as well, you need a wiper removal tool which pulls it off. Luckily, this one wasn't seized. We don't have the wiper removal tool, so all we managed to do was put a spanner underneath, give it a twist, and it simply popped off. And just be careful of the windscreen. Obviously, we don't want to crack it. Right, as you can see by how dirty I am, we have already got the passenger side out. But we wanted to do that to make sure we can show you everything you need to do to be able to get the shocks off. So in order to get the shocks off, this metal panel here goes all the way across the back of the engine bay. There's 5 Torx bolts, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 that side. And these 2 plastic pieces that go on the end, there's 2 Torx bits that go onto these, and what that does, it just essentially moves everything out of the way so you can get access into the top mounts there. As you can see, that side we've removed the passenger side top mount, and the shock is completely out of the way. What we're also going to do now is get the driver's side off, and then we're going to show you building the new shocks and get them fitted. So taking a look at the bottom, what you have to do is the drop link you can see there, disconnect that from the shock. You also have a bolt which goes through the bottom here. We've removed that, and what you have to do, roughly where my finger is there, either get a pry bar in there to split the hub basically apart so that the shock is able to come out. What I've also done on the bottom of the hub as well, there's 3 bolts right on the bottom. We can remove them, and what that essentially allows us to do is lift the whole knuckle off the bottom arm to give us a little bit more leverage, because the issue is that when you come to knock this hub further down, it only goes down so far because there is a bit of limitation with the bottom arm. So just removing that off the bottom arm gives us a little bit more room. Just be wary when you're sort of messing around with the whole hub that you don't pull too far and disconnect the drive shaft from the gearbox, as you will leak oil out and it can be difficult to get back in. And what will make your life a bit easier, you've got spring compressors. Maybe compress the spring as it is there. That means you won't have to remove the knuckle or anything, because you can just generate more room by compressing the spring already in the car. Right, everything is now off and we're ready to reassemble. Everything reassembly wise just goes in reverse order. With regard to the new shocks, a few different points to make. The bottom sleeve there, the shocks are actually made for 50 or 55 mil round holes. So I think the 50 mil is for the Mark III Caddy, so these should fit the Mark IIIs as well. What you also have to do is either take it off your standard shock that comes off or buy new top mounts. So we've taken these off the standard ones and we're going to fit these to the top. These also don't come with these rubber plastic sleeves, so we're going to fit these as well just to protect the shock and just sort of prevent any sort of corrosion if possible. So yeah, we're going to rebuild these, do everything in reverse order now, and then hopefully get it back on the ground ready to start the back. So the fronts are now fully fitted. We got to do like a test drive and all that to make sure everything is perfect, but it is looking really good, and we'll show you that at the end, so make sure you stay tuned to see that. Going to move on to the rears next. The rears are leaf spring setup, so you basically have an axle and then you have some shackles. These basically hold the leaf spring to the axle, and what we have to do is dismantle it all and move the axle on from the bottom to the top of the leaf springs, and that gives it the drop. And that comes part of the kit for the Stance Plus, basically these hefty pieces, and you get some rear hangers as well. We did come across a few rusty bolts and things like that on the front, so fingers crossed the back is a little bit more simple, but without further ado, let's crack on and get the backs done. So just a bit of an explanation of what we have to achieve this side. As you can see, the leaf spring there is actually sitting on top of the rear axle. And essentially what we have to do is take the leaf spring there and put it on the underside of the axle. So in order to do that, get all of these bolts off, which hold the axle into place with these U-shaped brackets. We have to get the rears off. There's some brackets right at the back, and there's some brackets right at the front there as well, which hold either end on. Keep the shock absorber on for now, as that keeps the rear axle into place, which allows you to get the rear lift spring out of the way, and then allows you to mount it underneath using the new shackle. So just to kind of talk through, we've loosely bolted one side together. Looking at the rear knuckle, what we did, remove that off once we removed front and back. In order to bolt it together, there's a plate on top with a locator that actually locates in the top of the axle. There's a plate on the underside then. There are two round edges, basically that shape, and they sit on the bottom of the axle like that. And then there's just a bottom plate which also has a locator which goes on the bottom of the leaf spring. On the rears here, they give you a different hanger with 7 different points to choose from. It's all loose at the minute because we want to get both sides loosely bolted before we bolt it all together. And then on the front is just put a normal bolt back in, similar to this, but it's just on the standard fixing. So we finished the rears late last night. We've left it settle overnight now just to make sure everything is pretty much level. With regards to adjustment, it's fairly straightforward. On the fronts, you just have to turn the collar. There's a little purple collar that goes up or down the shock to basically rise or lower the van. On the rears, I'll try and get a picture, but there's basically a hanger, and on this kit there is 7 points of adjustment to basically lift or lower the back end of the van. So it's fairly straightforward to make any sort of adjustments down the line. We have got this set up in a medium sort of height. He is daily in this van, so we don't want to go super low, and he may chuck stuff in the back as well, and if we put stuff in the back, he might start rubbing. We're really happy with how it's turned out. If you've enjoyed the video, go and drop a subscribe. Any feedback will be appreciated in the comments. We're going to get outside now, get you some B-rolls, and this is how it looks.